because He is stirring your faith to receive what He has already prepared. Do not let your past disappointments choke this promise. Many of you have prayed before and felt nothing changed. Many of you gave, you sowed, you waited, and it seemed as though heaven was silent. But let me tell you the truth, heaven is never silent. God delays only to multiply. What you thought was lost time was actually seed time. And now harvest time is upon you. The same ground that looked barren is about to burst forth with life. The same bank account that looked like a desert is about to overflow like a river. The same closed doors are about to swing open wide. God is not limited by economies. He is not bound by recessions, inflations, or the calculations of men. When He decides to bless you, He will do it in such a way that people will marvel. Some of you are waiting for opportunities to appear in familiar places, but God is about to bring resources from unexpected directions. Contracts you did not apply for will find your name. Business ideas you thought were too small will suddenly explode with demand. Strangers will step into your life carrying the very provision you asked God for in secret. This is how He works. Mysterious, powerful, unstoppable. And I must tell you, prepare yourself, for when the miracle comes, it will not come quietly. It will not be a hidden thing, whispered in a corner. It will be loud enough to silence the mouths of doubters. It will be visible enough. It will be visible enough that even those who mocked your faith will bow their heads in shame. God does not bless you so that you alone may rejoice. He blesses you so that the world may see His power, so that His name may be exalted. Your financial miracle will be a testimony, a light on a hill that cannot be hidden. But hear this, before the miracle comes, God often tests the heart. Not to harm you, but to prepare you. Some of you are in that testing right now. You are being asked to trust when there is nothing left to trust in. You are being asked to give when it feels like you have nothing left to give. You are being asked to believe when the evidence screams the opposite. This is the furnace of faith. And if you endure, if you stand firm, if you refuse to let go of your confidence in God, then nothing can stop the release that is coming. I tell you boldly, your poverty will not define you. Your debt will not bury you. Your lack will not destroy you. God is about to reverse what the enemy tried to lock you in. You may have started at the bottom, but you will not remain there. You may have been ignored, overlooked, underestimated, but the hand of God is lifting you into a place of influence, into a position of overflow. You will not only have enough for your needs, but you will have more than enough to become a blessing to others. That is the true sign of God's miracle. Not just survival, but overflow. My friend, prepare your heart. Prepare your faith. The sound of abundance is near. The smell of rain is in the air. The drought is ending. The famine is breaking. The chains of financial bondage are being shattered. God is standing over your life with power, and He is saying, now is the time. Now is the moment. I will release my provision, and nothing will stop it. Then hear me, because this is not the time for faint-hearted faith. This is the time for bold confidence in God. When God is preparing to release a financial miracle, He does not look at what you lack. He looks at the seeds of trust you have planted in the soil of faith. Many people believe that money alone will solve every problem, but money without God is like a river with no banks. It spills everywhere and destroys more than it blesses. But when God releases a financial miracle, it is not only about money, it is about order, wisdom, discipline, and favor. It is about shifting your entire atmosphere from scarcity into divine provision. There are some listening right now who feel trapped in cycles. Every time you rise a little higher, something pushes you back down. Every time you begin to save, a crisis wipes it out. Every time you dream bigger, something whispers, "It will never happen for you." But let me declare to you, those cycles are breaking. God is not bound by the patterns of your past. He is not limited by the failures of yesterday. When He moves, He severs chains that have been in your family line for generations. Debt that ran through your bloodline will stop with you. Poverty that lingered for decades will not cross into your children's lives. Because when God releases a financial miracle, He writes a new story over your household. You see, God does not simply provide to meet a need. He provides to establish His name in your life. Think of this. When you had nothing and still survived, it was God. When you thought the door was closed and yet something came through at the last minute, it was God. When the calculations on paper said it was impossible, but somehow the bill was paid, it was God. And if He carried you this far with the little, what will He do now with the abundance He is preparing? Do not make the mistake of believing your salary, your business, or your skill is your source. These are channels, but God is the source. The channel may dry up, but the source never does. One job may end, but God is already preparing another. One door may close, but He is building an entire hallway of new doors. You must lift your eyes higher. Stop measuring your future by your paycheck. Stop calculating your destiny by the size of your account. Begin to measure by the greatness of God. For His resources are limitless, His wisdom unsearchable, His ability beyond comprehension. Some of you are afraid that even if the miracle comes, you will not know how to handle it. Afraid that blessing might slip through your fingers like water. But let me tell you, when God releases abundance, He also releases wisdom. He teaches you how to steward what He gives. He trains your hands for increase. He sharpens your mind for opportunity. He strengthens your character for responsibility. A financial miracle from God does not destroy, it builds. It does not confuse, it clarifies. It does not overwhelm. It positions you to stand as a testimony of His faithfulness. I must also tell you this truth. Miracles are often preceded by instructions. God may ask you to move in faith before the release comes. He may ask you to forgive someone who owes you, even while you are waiting for your own debts to be canceled. He may ask you to give, not because He needs your money, but because He wants to free your heart from clinging to what you think is your security. He may ask you to trust Him enough to take a step that looks risky to the eyes of men, but is obedience in the eyes of heaven. Every act of obedience is like a key unlocking the vault of God's provision. Do not despise small beginnings. The miracle may not come in a flood at first. It may come as a trickle that grows into a river. But recognize it, honor it, and do not doubt it. God sometimes tests whether you will celebrate the small provision before He entrusts you with the larger one. If you can bless His name over 100, He will trust you with 1,000. If you can honor Him with a little opportunity, He will give you a greater one. The miracle is not just about the amount. It is about the transformation of your perspective. Let me tell you, many are waiting for financial miracles, but few prepare for them. Do not be caught unready. Build the vessel now, so that when the oil flows, it does not spill. Organize your life. Clear the clutter. Align your priorities with God. Position yourself in excellence, because when the release comes, it will come swiftly. You will not have time to prepare then. You must prepare now. And understand this: when God blesses you, He blesses you for a purpose beyond yourself. He does not pour out abundance for you to hoard in fear or indulge in waste. He blesses you to establish His kingdom, to bless your family, to lift the needy, to break the chains of poverty around others as He broke them for you. If your vision for the miracle ends with yourself, it is too small. God is too great to give you a miracle with such limited purpose. He will give you more than enough so that your life becomes a river of generosity, not a stagnant pond of self-interest. Even now, I sense in my spirit that God is shifting someone's expectation. You have been praying for enough to cover your bills, but God is saying, why stop there? Ask for more. Ask for the overflow. Ask for the abundance. Do not shrink your request to fit your doubt. Enlarge your faith to match His greatness. If God feeds the birds of the air and clothes the flowers of the field in splendor, how much more will He care for you? Lift your vision higher. Stretch your belief wider. The financial miracle that is coming will not only meet your needs, it will exceed them. Beloved, let your heart not be troubled. For the God who created the heavens and the earth is not blind to your struggles, nor deaf to your cries. He is the one who hung the stars in their place, who commands the seas to stop at the shore, who causes the sun to rise each morning. Do you think such a God is unable to provide for you? Do you think He has forgotten you in your season of need? No, He has been watching and He has been preparing. When God moves, He does not just meet your immediate need. He establishes a new order in your life. He uproots the weeds of lack and plants gardens of plenty. He takes what was empty and fills it with more than enough. Some of you have felt like you are always behind, as if you are running a race you can never win. Bills pile up before you can catch your breath. Opportunities vanish before you can reach them, and it feels as though your labor is swallowed by the ground. But let me speak life into your spirit today. God is about to change the pace of your life. He is about to accelerate you beyond the natural. What would have taken you 10 years, He will accomplish in 1. What looked impossible for your hands, He will place within your reach. God is not bound by time. He can redeem lost years, restore wasted opportunities, and multiply what remains in your hands. There is a principle you must understand. When God decides to release a financial miracle, He begins by breaking the spirit of fear. Fear is the gatekeeper of poverty. Fear tells you that you will never have enough. Fear whispers that if you give, you will lose. Where fear convinces you that opportunities are too risky, that dreams are too big, that blessings are for others, but not for you. But when God enters, He breaks the power of fear. He fills your heart with courage. He causes you to see possibility where others see impossibility. He gives you boldness to step into arenas you once avoided. Without fear, faith arises, and faith is the currency of miracles. Hear me, God does not bless laziness, but He blesses faith-filled action. A financial miracle is not always money appearing in your hand. Sometimes it is God breathing upon your ideas, turning small ventures into mighty enterprises. Sometimes it is God giving you wisdom in negotiations, causing men to favor you. Sometimes it is God aligning you with people of influence who will open doors you could never open on your own. Miracles come in many forms, but their source is always the same, the power of God. Do not compare your journey with another's. The way God provides for you may not look like the way He provides for someone else. He may bless one person with property, another with contracts, another with unexpected inheritance, and another with creative innovation. Do not despise your portion, for your miracle is tailor-made for your destiny. What God gives you will fit your hand, your calling, and your future. Others may not understand it, but you will know it is from Him because it will bear His signature. Peace, abundance, and sustainability. I must speak to those who feel forgotten. You have seen others rise while you remained in the shadows. You have watched your friends prosper while you struggled to pay your dues. You have asked, God, when will it be my turn? And I declare to you now, your turn is coming. The delay was not denial. The waiting was preparation. God was aligning you, purifying your motives, teaching you endurance. He did not want to give you a blessing that would crush you. He wanted to shape you so that when the miracle comes, you will not misuse it. When your turn comes, it will be worth the wait. Let me also tell you, when God releases a financial miracle, it comes with peace. Wealth without God is a curse. It torments, it enslaves, it consumes. But wealth with God is peace. You will not lie awake in fear of losing it. You will not be tormented by greed. You will not be bound by the anxiety of men who trust in riches. Instead, you will walk in rest, knowing your source is not the bank, not the client, not the market. It is God. You will sleep peacefully because you know He who provided will sustain. That is the kind of miracle God is preparing for you, abundance with peace. You must also prepare your words. Do not speak lack when God is speaking provision. Do not curse your own harvest with the language of doubt. Your tongue is a tool of life or death. If you continually declare, I will never have enough, then your spirit aligns with lack. But if you declare, God is my provider, my cup runs over, my hands will prosper, then you position yourself for abundance. Speak what God speaks and watch how heaven responds. Beloved, the world may tell you that the economy is collapsing, that opportunities are shrinking, that the future is uncertain. But you are not bound by the world's economy. You are aligned with God's economy. When others are crying famine, you will be feasting. When others are shrinking back, you will be moving forward. When others are losing, you will be gaining. Because God's system is higher than man's system, and when He decides to release a miracle, no earthly crisis can stop it. Some of you are standing at the edge of your miracle, but you must stretch your faith a little further. Do not quit now. Do not turn back. You have prayed, you have wept, you have labored. Now lift your hands and expect. Expectation is the womb of manifestation. When you expect, you create a space for God to fill. When you expect, you show heaven that you are ready to receive. Keep your expectation alive, for God is faithful, and He is about to pour out what you have long awaited. Beloved, let your spirit rise with courage, because when God begins to move in the realm of provision, He does not think in small measures. He is the God of overflow, the God who multiplies beyond calculation, the God who takes what is insignificant in human eyes and magnifies it until nations marvel. The financial miracle He is about to release into your life is not designed to merely get you by. It is meant to shift your story, to turn your wilderness into a testimony, to silence every voice that ever mocked your faith. Do not forget this. God is a God of suddenlies. You may have been in struggle for years, but in a single moment, He can reverse it. One connection, one idea, one open door, one unexpected opportunity. This is all it takes for God to alter the course of your financial destiny. And when it comes, it will not come as a trickle of relief. It will come like a flood that sweeps away the dryness of your past. That is why you must remain alert, watchful, and ready, for the miracle is often hidden inside what looks ordinary. Many of you are waiting for a bag of money to drop from the sky, but God often works differently. He plants ideas in your heart that others overlook. He positions you in the path of people who carry the key to your next level. He gives you courage to step into a business you once thought too risky. He whispers wisdom in the quiet of the night that becomes the foundation of your breakthrough. And when you act on it, when you obey, you will see that what seemed small was actually the doorway to abundance. God delights in multiplying the little that is surrendered to Him. Now, I must speak to those of you who have allowed despair to take root. You have convinced yourself that financial freedom is for others but not for you. You have said, maybe this is just my portion in life. Beloved, do not limit what God can do with the language of hopelessness. You are not forgotten. You are not condemned to struggle forever. God's plan for your life is not defeat, but dominion. Not scarcity, but sufficiency. Not bondage, but liberty. If He feeds the beasts of the field and waters the deserts with rain, will He not also provide for you, His beloved? Lift your eyes. Your future is brighter than your past. Some of you think your background disqualifies you. You say, I was not born into wealth. I have no connections. I have no education. I have too many failures behind me. But God is not impressed by human credentials. He does not need you to have the right family name or social status to bless you. He does not require a perfect resume to lift you up. When He decides to bless, He bypasses every limitation and rewrites your destiny. He raises the forgotten. He promotes the overlooked. He chooses the least likely and makes them a spectacle of His glory. The financial miracle about to touch your life will not be the result of your pedigree. It will be the signature of God's favor. And when the miracle comes, it will not only change your bank account, it will change your identity. No longer will you see yourself as one who barely survives. No longer will you see yourself as a struggler in the shadows. You will see yourself as one sustained, equipped, and empowered by the Most High. You will walk with new dignity, with new boldness, with new influence. God's blessing will not only give you resources, it will give you confidence to step into arenas you once feared. But let me warn you, with great blessing comes great responsibility. God does not pour wealth into idle hands. He does not bless so that you may waste. He blesses so that you may build. He provides so that you may sustain others. He prospers you so that His name will be glorified through your generosity. Do not clutch the miracle with selfishness. Let it flow through you as a river. The more it flows, the more it grows. But if you dam it up in fear or greed, it stagnates and rots. God is preparing you not only to receive but to release, not only to gather but to give. The financial miracle that is coming to your life is also coming to break curses that have tormented your bloodline. Some of you have inherited cycles of debt, lack, and mismanagement. You grew up in households where poverty was normal, where money was always short, where opportunities were scarce. But hear me now, it stops with you. God is raising you up as a breaker of cycles, a destroyer of chains, a pioneer of a new story. Your children and grandchildren will not know the poverty you endured. They will grow up under the shadow of abundance because God has chosen you to carry the mantle of provision. Beloved, align your heart. Purify your motives. God searches the heart before He releases the miracle. If your only desire is to boast in riches, your hands are not ready. But if your desire is to honor Him, to bless others, to advance His will, then get ready. Your time has come. He delights in blessing those whose hearts are pure, for He knows they will use their abundance wisely. I tell you with authority, do not be afraid of wealth. Do not fear prosperity as if it will corrupt you. When it comes from God, it sanctifies rather than corrupts. It strengthens rather than weakens. It lifts rather than enslaves. It is the blessing of God that makes one rich and adds no sorrow with it. The sorrow comes when men chase wealth without God. But when God Himself releases the miracle, peace accompanies it like a faithful guard. Therefore, stretch your faith today. Expect more. Prepare more. Believe bigger. God is not finished with you. He has not led you this far to abandon you in lack. He is positioning you for increase that will shock even you. Soon you will look back on the nights of tears, the days of struggle, and you will say, If it had not been for God, I would not be here. And the glory will belong to Him alone. Beloved, hear this truth deep in your spirit. When God decides to release a financial miracle, no force in the heavens or on the earth can stop it. Men may oppose you. Systems may be stacked against you. And circumstances may appear impossible. But when God commands a blessing, it overrides every opposition. What God speaks must manifest. If He says increase, then increase must come. If He says overflow, then overflow must appear. If He says doors will open, then no hand can keep them shut. The decree of God is stronger than the schemes of men. And you must understand, when God blesses, He blesses in layers. The miracle He sends is not a single event, it is a chain reaction. He causes one opportunity to open the next, one blessing to birth another, one breakthrough to unlock many more. Like a stone dropped in water, the impact spreads outward, touching areas of your life you never imagined. You may think God is only about to help you with a debt, but He is planning to set you free from the very mentality of debt. You may think He is only sending you a contract, but He is actually raising you into influence you never dreamed of. God never stops at the surface. He digs deep and transforms from the root. Some of you have been crying to God for a miracle without realizing He is preparing you to become a miracle for others. He is about to bless you so abundantly that your hands will no longer stretch out only to receive, but to give. You will not be the borrower, you will be the lender. You will not always be asking, you will be the one others ask. This is the true purpose of divine provision, to shift you from the place of dependence to the place of dominion. But let me tell you with conviction, a financial miracle is not only about what you receive. It is also about who you become. If God gives you wealth, but you remain fearful, selfish, or careless, the blessing will slip away. But if you allow Him to change your character while He changes your circumstance, then the miracle will last. God is not only preparing resources for you, He is preparing you for resources. He is enlarging your vision, strengthening your discipline, and aligning your heart with His will. When the blessing comes, you will be ready to manage it, multiply it, and use it for His glory. Do not despise the hidden ways of God. Sometimes He removes certain things from your life, not because He wants to deprive you, but because He is clearing the space for something greater. Sometimes He allows you to be denied by people, so that when the miracle comes, you will know it was Him alone and not the hand of man. Sometimes He shuts doors so violently that you wonder if He has forgotten you, when in truth, He is redirecting you to the doors He has ordained. Trust His hand even when you do not understand His methods. I must also tell you, God honors faith in action. Some of you have been waiting passively, hoping something will fall into your lap. But faith without movement is stagnant. God rewards those who step out, who take risks guided by His voice, who move even when the ground feels uncertain. The widow who had only a little oil could have hidden it in fear, but when she obeyed God's instruction and began to pour, the oil did not stop flowing until every vessel was filled. Likewise, When you move with faith, God multiplies. The miracle is not in holding tightly. It is in releasing and trusting. Beloved, prepare for unusual favor. Financial miracles often come wrapped in divine connections. Someone you barely know may become the link to your breakthrough. A conversation you thought was casual may turn into the opportunity of a lifetime. A place you considered insignificant may be the ground where God plants your harvest. Be sensitive, for God's provision is often disguised as an ordinary moment. Stay alert, stay faithful, stay expectant, for the extraordinary is hidden in the ordinary. And remember this: God's provision comes with peace, but it also comes with purpose. Do not squander the blessing. Do not let greed blind you. Do not forget the source once your hands are full. Wealth is a test as much as it is a blessing. Will you remain humble? Will you remain generous? Will you remember that everything you have belongs to God? The true miracle is not just in receiving abundance, but in remaining faithful once you hold it. I speak to those who feel weary, those who say, I have been waiting too long. The wait has not been wasted. While you thought nothing was happening, was arranging everything in perfect order. The right people, the right timing, the right doors. All of it is being aligned so that when the release comes, it will be unstoppable. You will not have to force it. You will not have to beg for it. You will not have to manipulate for it. It will come smoothly, powerfully, undeniably, because God Himself has orchestrated it. So lift your head high. Do not allow doubt to poison your expectation. Do not allow past failures to dictate your future. The same God who brought light out of darkness, who split seas, who caused water to flow from dry rocks, that same God is working in your life right now. He has not abandoned you. He has not forsaken you. And He has not finished with you. He is about to prove that He alone is your source. And when the financial miracle comes, you will know it was no man, no system, no accident. It was God and God alone. Do not submit to the manipulation of those who walk in darkness. My people are called to freedom, not bondage. The third sign is rebellion against God. A demon-possessed person may appear spiritual. They may even quote holy words, but their life resists the authority of God. They despise holiness. They mock purity. They live for pleasure, for power, for pride. And they draw others into the same rebellion. Listen, it is not the words of a person that reveal them. It is the spirit behind their words. A demon cannot walk in surrender to God because its very nature is to defy Him. If you see someone who constantly rejects the ways of God while pretending to love them, you are looking at a vessel of darkness. The fourth sign is hatred disguised as love. A demon will never truly rejoice in your growth, your joy, your blessings. Instead, they will smile while secretly resenting you. They will draw close not to uplift you, but to monitor you, to compete with you, to sabotage you. And when the opportunity comes, they will strike with betrayal. God warns us of this spirit because too many of His children have been wounded by counterfeit love, by those who pretended to be allies but were, in truth, enemies of destiny. If you sense jealousy, If you feel that hidden resentment beneath kind words, trust the prompting of God. It is not a friend, it is a foe. The fifth sign is the draining of your spirit. When you are around someone sent by God, you feel peace, strength, encouragement, and light. But when you are around someone who is a demon in disguise, your energy is stolen, your faith is weakened, your clarity is clouded. You leave their presence more tired than before, more anxious, more doubtful. This is not normal. It is the evidence of a spirit feeding on you. Demons thrive by stealing your strength, your joy, your focus, because once you are weakened, you are easier to destroy. God is urging you to recognize this and cut off such connections without hesitation. The sixth sign is an unrelenting drive to keep you away from God. Demonic people will do everything to distract you from prayer, from faith, from purity. They will keep you busy with drama, with sin, with temptation, until you no longer have time to seek the presence of God. Their conversations never build you spiritually. They only fill you with negativity, lust, greed, and emptiness. If you notice that your walk with God is declining around someone, you must open your eyes and see that this is not by accident. That person has become a vessel of darkness, positioned to separate you from the only source of life. And I tell you this truth, demons fear exposure. They thrive in deception, but once the light of God reveals them, their power weakens. That is why God is calling you today to sharpen your discernment, to trust His voice within you, to pay attention to the unease He places in your heart when you encounter darkness. Do not silence that inner warning. Do not excuse toxic behavior. Do not cover evil with false hope. When God shows you a demon, believe Him and act accordingly. But hear me clearly, the power of a demon is nothing before the power of God. They may come to steal, to deceive, to divide. But one word from God breaks every chain. One move from God scatters every darkness. You are not called to live in fear of demons. You are called to live in awareness, in authority, in boldness. For when you walk with God, no demon can overtake you, no spirit can enslave you, no darkness can overcome the light within you. And this is the challenge God is setting before you now. Who are you allowing into your life? Who are you listening to? Who are you walking with? Do they carry the presence of God or the presence of demons? Do they lead you closer to light or deeper into darkness?